It's a brand new week. Altcoins are getting a bit of a bounce and we are looking at Polkadot. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Joe here. Thank you all for tuning in as always. Now, if you are new here for the first time, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, select all notifications, go back and watch previous videos. We've got a whole host of crypto content coming out daily. Now, Polkadot should get a decent little bounce and rally here. I think this is my opinion. We are going to take a look at the charts, also cover the news. It's similar across the board for majority of altcoins. The weekend just gone did look like a good buy the dip opportunity. Of course, none of this is financial advice. Of course, there's also no guarantees that these markets can't go lower after the pullback that we've just seen on Friday and Saturday in particular. Sunday a bit flat, and then coins are on the up today at the moment. So diving straight into it on CoinMarketCap, Polkadot $7.10 at time of recording. That is up around about 7% on the day, which is good. Not a huge amount of volume involved in this recovery at the moment. That's probably because we're actually shorting to drive the price down, I do believe, and whales are now filling up the supply, taking up that opportunity to buy the dip on Polkadot. And again, this is very similar across the board. I'm sure you could have bought a vast majority of altcoins on Saturday night, even early on Sunday, and you'd probably be in profit at the moment. So market cap is up a little bit. We're around about 10.1 billion, so back above that 10 billion mark, which is good. We are ranked 14. Of course, we want to see Polkadot inside the top 10, but it's not fallen as much as other projects has. So it's still having a reasonably decent year for Polkadot. One good sign, again, very bullish for Polkadot and price action potentially down the line, and especially for the ecosystem. We had this news being reported by Cointelegraph on the 8th of April. Polkadot active addresses hitting a record 600,000. So 600,000, addresses on Polkadot. It's an all-time high for the community. And this is despite it saying meme coin efforts failing to bring more attention to the protocol. Of course, meme coins have been, very successful in bringing attention to the likes of Solana in particular come to mind. But I'm not too disappointed on this, if I'm honest. Polkadot, does it need to be a chain that is, vastly promoting meme coins? I know a lot of, other projects are, and the community are feeling that they need to jump on this. But I think Polkadot should more just focus on doing what Polkadot does best. And again, it's going to be about that cross-chain compatibility that is going to eventually bring more drivers into the ecosystem. And really what I would rather see is more promotion and more focus on the rest of the ecosystem, the likes of your Moonbeam, the likes of your Astar, etc. So they're, again, high risk altcoins that I think we should be looking at, but I do think that they potentially have some very high risk, high reward across the ecosystem on Polkadot. Now, talking about marketing and promotion as well, we've got here Polkadot considers $160,000 bike branding proposal for the Paris Olympics sponsorship. Now, that's not a huge amount of money, but again, for me, at least it's a step in the right direction. I've talked previously that I want to see much more marketing and sponsorship from Polkadot, the likes of, say, something like Avalanche does, even Solana does. They definitely sell themselves a lot better, and Polkadot is playing catch up in this regard. But at least, again, step in the right direction. I think this is positive. Obviously, millions and millions and millions of people will be watching the Paris Olympic Games. So anywhere that you can get Polkadot out there, I think that is, very good news. Of course, this isn't confirmed yet. They're just considering it. As you can see here being reported, Polkadot's governance forum is considering the $160,000 proposal to promote the network at the forthcoming Olympic Games in Paris. So I really do hope that this happens. I really can't think why they wouldn't go ahead with this, why they would reject it. It's only $160,000, which is, chicken feed in the grand scale of things. So it makes sense to me, but who knows? You just never know with these things, right? So let's get onto the chart with Polkadot, because what I've been looking at recently, again, going back to the last video, I was talking about Polkadot having those higher targets coming in first at $10.50 and then $16.50, and not a lot has changed. Of course, we hit that lower end of that higher target, and then we got rejected into the the lows that we're currently seeing at the moment. But crucially, a higher low being set at the moment where we are right here on this wick compared to the bear market low. So this is positive signs. We hit our first target of $10.50. We actually got just under $12, I believe it was, which is good. So I'm not surprised that price pulled back from this region. That is a healthy correction, and we're seeing this on altcoins. A lot of people panicking, thinking, "Oh my god, huge 50% crash here." But look, we've rallied up pretty decent already, and this is more of a liquidation to taking out leverage longs. If you're in spot positions on Polkadot, and especially if you were accumulating in this area, things should be okay for you. You shouldn't really be at a loss here potentially at the moment. But even if you are break even, I know of course a lot of people have been adding to their Polkadot positions. A lot of people will still be negative at $7 who bought above $10. But if I was one of them people, again, none of this is financial advice, but I wouldn't be selling my Polkadot here. I wouldn't be panicking. Similar to how I've talked about in the previous H-bar and Algorand videos, yet again, guys, we're not being given easy gains in this market this year. We are, potentially investing in these layer zeros and layer ones, etc. We're investing for the future. We're believing in the technology. We're believing in the project, and truly believing that a lot of retail will come back for a full-blown altcoin bull market at some stage. I just do not think we are at that moment. But from a structure, this is still not looking bad to me from Polkadot. So first of all, we've got the RSI right down in the oversold territory, which is good. The last time the RSI was this low was the current bear market low. So that is, first of all, a very good sign. Also, from that bear market low again here to where we are, we've got a touch, and we've got two touches here. I do think that this could potentially be a reasonable sign. Of course, no guarantees, but it does look like we may be in an ascending channel. And if we are in that ascending channel and we do bounce from here, then we should be targeting the higher end of that again. And we've bounced here to where we are now, and then could we be working our way up and potentially to this higher end $16.50 target? I do think is very possible, and it could even just all be part of a free wave move, something like this. So again, I think it's very plausible. I do think it's going to take quite a few days, weeks for that to potentially play out, but I'm not getting super bearish here on Polkadot straight away. Now that said, if we go retest this current wick that we've just had, which again is possible if Bitcoin, in my opinion, gets pulled below 60k, that will likely happen. Then we've got this $4.90 region. It may be a little bit lower. It may be even around $5. It depends how long this takes to play out. But the key area, of course, on Polkadot previously was back here in December. Once we broke out of this descending resistance, we could see we were making some moves to the upside. Now, it wouldn't be unusual, once there's your break there, it wouldn't be unusual to come back down, retest that as support, that descending line, and then go off again up to the upside. So that would still be positive. So if we did drop to around about that $5, maybe even $4.90 region here, I'm not panicking. However, if we do see consolidation lower down, maybe around about 450 or lower, then I do have to be honest and say, in my opinion, lower lows are likely going to come for Polkadot. So let's hope that if we do get down there, and of course there's no guarantees we even go that low, hopefully we stay in this ascending channel now, but if we do drop out and head to that area, let's look for the bounce there first before we decide to potentially cut our bags and then look to accumulate much lower with whatever stable coin you go back into potentially, and then you just look to accumulate your position at new lows, which would be under $3.50. So that's sort of the bearish scenario, but we're not there at the moment. As long as we're in this ascending channel, I think we need to come back up to $10.50 again, hopefully just go straight through there, and $16.50 is the main target that I'm looking for. Now, of course, there is a higher target around about $22.25-ish region. I've got that marked up as a key level. Again, if we can get above 1650, you can see areas, previous price action in that area as well. So I think that's also kind of higher target. And that would also, just from a fib retracement as well, If this was a B wave and we're looking for a third wave, that would be around about the 1.236 coming in around about $22 or so. We've also got an area of the 1-to-1 around $19 as well, which, of course is, very possible as well. But personally, if we go back to previous price action, yeah, $19. Okay, there was a few highs there as well around that region. So also some potential resistance to go through. So things not looking totally like disastrous to me on Polkadot at the moment. I'm not getting bearish. I do think there was an opportunity to buy the dip at the weekend and potentially provide some good risk reward. Of course, again, as I mentioned in the Algorand and HBAR video, whatever happens in the next couple of days here, I think is going to be key to whether we go lower. And it is only going to be the macro economics, whether the stock market takes more of a dump, whether Bitcoin takes more of a dump, will depend on whether these altcoins get dragged down. If Bitcoin can stay stable, if the stock market can stay a little bit emotionless and maybe recover. I mean, the Dow Jones down 2,000 points now from the high, so I think that that's a good sign that we would expect a bounce. Therefore, I do think that there is some decent risk reward going long potentially on Polkadot. Of course, not financial advice, but I do think it has a good chance of getting dragged towards those higher targets, and structure looks pretty good, especially on a lot of altcoins, and Polkadot is one of them. If you are invested in Polkadot, if you're buying, if you're selling, whatever you're doing with your Polkadot, leave us a comment below. Always interested to know what the community are doing, and we always like to get back to your comments. If you haven't done so already, smash up the like. Thank you very much. Helps us get the content out there to other individuals like yourself. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.